Hello, this is Neville from the Summit Church of Christ, Cold Spring, Kentucky, welcoming you to today's daily devotional. Some titles for this lesson could be The Spirit of Haughtiness, Suffering, Perfected Weakness, Using Your Weakness. What we're looking at today is how Paul faces his own pride. As the founder of Harvard, Thomas Shepard, one day had to face his pride when he opened the Gazette at midnight and found out that a friend had written an article on the same topic, but his friend's article was so much better. And so in a diary under November the 10th, 1642, Shepard wrote, "I kept a private fast to see the full glory of the gospel and the conquest of my remaining pride of heart." As we go through this lesson today, I hope that you would be able to look at the pride that is in your heart, for surely if you do not deal with it, you will fall. From the outline Bible, we get a very nice outline, the vision of the apostle, the vexation of the apostle, the victory of the apostle. And then also looking at the scriptural textbook, we see, or the new topical textbook, we see a lot of really nice topics coming out of affliction made beneficial. In number one, promoting the glory of God, exhibiting the power, teaching us the will of God, turning us to God, keeping us from again departing from God, leading us to seeking God in prayer, convincing us of sin, leading us to confession, testing and exhibiting our, let me go back to that one, our sincerity, trying our faith and obedience, humbling us, purifying us, exercising our patience, rendering our fruitfulness in good works, furthering the gospel, and then exemplified in various people's lives. Some relevant cross references that I found: 2 Corinthians 13 verse 4 was really good. "For he was crucified in weakness, but lives by the power of God. For we also are weak in him, but in dealing with you, we will live with him by the power of God." And then Jesus' own temptation in Matthew chapter 4, and also the Sermon on the Mount, Matthew 5, talking about when we are persecuted. From the Bible Knowledge Commentary, I've got the following that you can pause and read. It's just a standard commentary. This is a pretty standard text with nothing really strange in it. Some important words coming out of there. Probably the most important one is becoming. When we look at our pride, we are becoming something. When we look at how Jesus wants us to deal with our pride, we too are becoming something. And that is the focus of the outline that I've put together. From pride to power. We're either moving towards pride or we're moving towards power. 2 Corinthians chapter 12 then, verses 7 through 10, and you'll see the outline on the left-hand side, and the highlighted words on the right is what you will need to use to fill out this outline. So, to keep me from becoming conceited because of the surpassing greatness of the revelations, a thorn was given me in the flesh, a messenger of Satan to harass me, to keep me from becoming conceited. 3 times I pleaded with the Lord about this, that it should leave me. But he said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly of my weakness, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. For the sake of Christ, then, I am content with weakness, insults, hardships, persecutions, and calamities. For when I am weak, then I am strong." And so if I look at my journey away from pride to keep me from becoming conceited, conceited is mentioned twice in verse 7, the beginning and the end of verse 7, because of the revelations given me. And if you look at verses 1 through 6, you'll see how Paul talks in the third person of a man who went up to the third heaven. Tremendous vision that he gives us here. And then number 3, I was given a thorn. And so he could have seen this as a curse, just as you can see your daily problems and struggles as a curse. Or you can see it as the greatest blessing that God could ever have given you, because when you journey away from your pride, secondly, you journey towards power. And so Paul would say, I was given his grace. In other words, my grace is sufficient, God says. So Paul received God's grace. He was giving his grace. He was given his power. And now, as a result of this, Paul can say, then I am strong. Einstein was fascinated with the paradox theory, and it caused so much controversy. I believe today it has been proved through half-life cells somewhere in Europe that this is actually a theory close to truth. Maybe it is truthful. But paradoxes have always surprised us and caused us to think hard. And there's no doubt that Paul has given us a tremendous paradox in this text. God bless you as you look and walk this paradox, as you walk away from what your human nature tells you. In other words, as you walk away from pride and you walk towards becoming truly powerful in God's service.